World versus world has many terms that may confuse new players. But worry not. We are going to go over all the common ones in this video. Let's start with the easy stuff. The first thing we need to know is how to orientate ourselves. These are the 4 main maps we play on. In EBG, for example, we can see all the various names on the map. Players usually use short forms or cardinal directions so it would help to get acquainted with them. The main ones to note are the Stone Mist Castle in the middle of the map and the Overlook Keeps, Towers, and Camps. Common ones are those at the center of the map where most of the fighting occurs, like ANZ, Durios, Ogre Watch, Wild Creek, etc. In the Borderlands, we usually use more compass directions like North Camp, Southeast Tower, etc. Of note, the left keep is Bay and the right is Hills. The center keep is Garrison. In the Desert Borderlands, the left keep is called Fire and the right is Air. Ruins are places in the middle of the Borderlands where roamers will usually hang out in. The Bloodlust buff is also found here. It is a buff that gives your team more stats. Also, your home BL is the color of the team you are put in for that week. Next, we need to know the common commands. Stack, push, dodge, finish downs are all pretty intuitive. More specific actions are, for example, Stab means the commander wants the Guardians to give the stability boon. Veil means to run through the Mesmer's Veil for invisibility. Pulls means to pull the enemies through skills like the Mesmer's Focus 4, or the Necro's Spectral Grasp, etc. Portal means to take the Mesmer's portal to teleport somewhere. Reflects means to use skills to reflect or destroy projectiles. Empower means to buff yourself up. Corrupt Strip means to remove boons from the enemy Zerg. Don't Get Tracked means don't walk into the range of towers, keeps or sentries who will apply the tracked buff to you and reveal your location on the enemy's map. Take Supply and Build means to take supply from an objective and build the siege that the commander dropped. Finally, let's go over the miscellaneous terms which are just as important. EWP stands for Emergency Waypoint. When you pull the EWP lever, it will spawn a waypoint that lasts for 40 seconds on a 20-minute cooldown. You can keep using it to respawn even when you die. When you see people linking EWPs in chat, it means you can click on it and teleport there, unless the map is full. Pugs means players who don't have a dedicated group or commander, usually forming a cloud. Zerg is a term that came from StarCraft to mean a mass of players, usually forming a boon ball. Roamers mean players who run roaming builds designed for small-scale fights instead of AoE-centric builds. X means the objective is under attack from the enemy. It stands for the cross-sword symbol on the map. It will only show like 30 seconds after it gets attacked. Tap or tag an objective means to go hit the guards or the door and move away. This is to make the waypoint unusable for the enemy, thus slowing their reinforcement speed, or just confusing the enemy in general. OJ means Orange Swords. It is a symbol on the map that appears when there are 25+ players duking it out. This has important ramifications because it alerts your enemies to your location. Sometimes, though, commanders will intentionally create orange swords to bait fights. PV Door means to do damage to the door. Players usually do negligible damage, but in the event that you need to blow the gate down fast, your commander will usually ask you to PV Door. Do note that orange swords will usually be created. Contest Circle means to stop the enemy from capturing the objective. You have to enter the circle and stop the tick, buying time for your reinforcements to come. Sometimes, Zergs will intentionally not capture the objective to bait defenders to keep coming into the circle to contest, and as a result, they start farming easy bags. RI means Righteous Indignation. It is a buff that the main NPC of the objectives will get once it is flipped. It lasts for 5 minutes. They will be immune to all damage. This is to prevent objectives from flip-flopping too fast. Disable Siege means to throw the siege disabler trap on the enemy siege. Paper means that objective has no upgrades, usually at Tier 1. It means you should try to defend a Tier 3 objective, which takes time to upgrade instead of a paper tower, which you can just flip back easily. AJ means you want to jam your enemies from the back. Instead of fighting with honor, we fight with strategic wits and outmaneuver our enemies. A well-executed AJ usually ends the fight instantly. PPT means points per tick. It is used on the scoreboard to determine the winner, but nobody cares about it since the 2014 tournaments. Nowadays, players use the term to mean you rather flip objectives instead of fighting enemies. Squirrel means instead of stacking on the tag, you are running around like a squirrel. Some commanders don't like this. When everyone starts squirreling, though, you become a cloud. Lastly, this means a smiley face, I think. I hope you learned something new. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.